Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is Casper Grimshaw, and you can probably already tell that my voice sounds a little bit different, and that is because my best friend, Blackthorn4, you probably know him as, or Avery, he actually gave me his mic. So hopefully the audio quality on my end will be a lot better for you guys, and I can continue to bring the videos of the good quality. Anyways, so we have a bit of a long battle today, and probably your first initial reaction is, wait a minute, why is your name classes so boring? And that is because I actually recorded this in class because I knew everything the teacher was talking about. So I was in the back of class on a computer for my computer class, and I just sort of just started playing Pokemon. I made this team in class and then just based it around this natural gift Talonflame, which you will see actually being used effectively in this match. And I get Hackstall in this match, but it's a good match nevertheless. So I got my natural gift Talonflame, just a Choice Scarf Lantern, which is Adamant rather than Jolly, just for that extra power. My standard sort of defensive, especially defensive, just bulky ass Mandibuzz. Standard timid max special attack, max speed, Mega Man Electric. Especially defensive Rotom, and then my personal favorite, not my personal favorite, but like my personal set of Focus Sash, Mamoswine with Avalanche. But let's get right into this match. So I'm going to lead off with the Mamoswine as it is my sort of set lead. And he's going to lead off with a Ninetales. Now, Ninetales is going to go for the Flamethrower and get the burn, which sucked because I went straight for the... Even though I went for the Stealth Rock, if I went for the Earthquake next turn, the Ice Shard might have done maybe like an extra 2%, which could have been helpful, but you never know. If I went to click the Earthquake, I probably would have done less damage than I initially intended to. So I'm going to make an Electric, thinking, hey, I should probably get my Mega Evolution off, get the Intimidate off, and just Volt Switch out of there as fast as I can. Just so I can have the Mega Evolution start intimidating things if I need it. Because I do see a Conkeldurr and I do see a Sceptile and just physical threats, which is a pain. So I go into my Rotom and tank the Flamethrower because that's obviously what he's going to go for. Then he goes for the Solar Beam, and I managed to tank that pretty effectively too. So I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump, and he survives because of the sun. So I'm kind of sad about that. So I go out and I go into my Rage Creator, the Mandibuzz, and tank that Solar Beam because, hell, I'm a Flying type and I have some special defense invested in, so that's doing nothing. Goes to Flamethrower, that still does pretty well nothing, and I can go for the knockoff to get rid of that Ninetales because, hell, I don't want that thing going around destroying things on my team. And then he goes into Gastrodon. My god, this Gastrodon. Now, essentially what is going to happen here is it's going to literally just stall me out the entire time. So I'm going to knock off, realize I can't do anything, and it's a Lumberry set, which threw me off, but I'm just crying now because this Gastrodon is just gonna stall me out. So to speed things up a bit, he goes for the Scald, Rotom stalls, Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, then he poisons me, and I just stall, and I go for the Hydro Pump because I wanted him to go with the Recover, and I wanted to go down to 2% so I can drain as much health as I can with the Pain Split the next turn, because that's the logic behind that move, as he continuously goes for recovers. And then stall. Then I go for the Volt Switch, again, trying to get my, I basically sacked my Rotom at this point, because I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I figured I can go into my Landers because it's Choice Scarf, and I can go for the Stone Edge and win. But I miss. Damn it! So that mattered so much. Like, I really needed to hit that because I couldn't do anything otherwise. If I get the crit next turn, didn't matter. It's just gonna recover everything back up. So I switch off my Landorus, I go to my Talonflame, I made him think that, oh, I'm done. But guess what? My Talonflame has the all-powerful Natural Gift, leaving it with 1%, and he knocks me out with a Scald, because he's that an extra 0.5%. But he dies to his burn that turn, and I'm very happy. I'm going ahead right now. This Mandibuzz comes out, and I go for the knockoff with my Landorus. As he makes a bit of a weird play, goes for the knockoff, knocks off my Choice Scarf, which means I'm like, great, I can go for the Stone Edge now, and I hit that thing with the Stone Edge, and it just does so much damage. Goes to the Defog, and I miss another Stone Edge, which, again, sucked, because that kind of mattered, but again, two big misses, what can you do? So I go into my Mega Man Electric, get the Hidden Power Ice off, and just take that thing out. Goes into Crustle, I'm like, I gotta get out of here, do Volt Switch off, and that does so much damage. Go into my Rage Creator, and it goes for the Shell Smash. I'm like, what? No, stop that. Like, I was kind of verbal in class, but thankfully I'm far enough that the teacher didn't notice. Goes to the X-Scissor, and of course I eat that up. I go for the Foul Play, and that thing is not surviving that. So all he has left is okay. So let me just bring this in perspective. So we stalled each other for about 20 turns there, and then all he has left is a Conkeldurr and a Sceptile. All I have left is a Mandibuzz and a Manectric. Now, this looks like he probably has the advantage because he has a Conkeler, just generally speaking. They usually carry Ice Punch and stuff to take me out. But this is an interesting Conkeler strat. I go for the Roost to make sure I have full health so I can tank the next hit. But he goes for Drain Punch, and because I forgot that Roost means I lose my flying type, then that means that's super effective. And then I go for the Foul Play. That does nothing because he's burned. I'm like, crap, I got nothing. This thing is dead. It's over. I've lost. So I Roost up, try to stall this thing out of some burn turns, which actually really matters because, heck, if I didn't stall him out of the burn turns, I'm not sure if the next play would have been so effective. So it goes to the Drain Punch, crits me, knocks me out, and I figured, oh, that kind of sucks because I could have stalled him out a bit more. Because I would have survived the Drain Punch otherwise. And so I go for the Thunderbolt, knock him down to about 33%, and I live the facade. I'm like, yes, I won. Go for the Thunderbolt, and then all he has left is a Sceptile, which isn't going to be survived in an overheat from a Mega Man Electric. And I actually won the match on the 37th turn. Now that was a great match. So I have one more that I want to show you. And this is actually featuring, you probably know him as Hitemup, and I'll catch you guys in a sec. Before I hop out of the match, I just want to give a big shout out to Hitemup. Obviously, you probably know him before you know me. He's a great Pokemon battler, and this is actually a pretty weird team that him and a friend of ours actually made together. It features Mega Salamence, Defensive Chandelure, and I don't even know what happens on the other Pokemon. It's a weird team. But the thing that I wanted to showcase was how beastly Mega Salamence is. It basically wipes out half my team. So I just want to feature that a little bit because it's a pretty good match. So I'm going to lead off with Mamoswine as, my dedicated lead, and he goes into the Diancie, and I pretended like I was going to go for the Stealth Rock and predict the switch or whatever, but he just goes to Stealth Rock and I do way too much damage in the first turn. So I'm going to get up my rocks right now, I think, or do I go for the Earthquake? I go for the, like I said, go for the rocks, make sure that his Mega Salamence will take some damage as he goes for the Scald and basically makes my Mamoswine die. So I go for the Earthquake, get as much damage on that Starmie as I can, and then I go for the Ice Shard, get a little bit extra damage, and he knocks me out with the Scald. So pretty good work from Mamoswine. Got my rocks up, did tons of damage to both the Diancie and the Starmie. So I go to my mid-nectar thinking, okay, I can take this thing out. I'm just going to Mega Evolve and go for the Volt Switch. So pretty easy. And I do just that. After he, of course, gets his Rapid Spin off, which sucked because I lost my Stealth Rocker, and he knew it too, while his Stealth Rocks are on my side of the field. So I switch out into my Mandibuzz, thinking I can defog these things away. And, that's pretty well likely. And he takes full advantage of this and goes into his Togekiss and goes for the Magic not knowing that defog actually would work even with Magic because it clears the entire field. It just means that I lose the evasion rather than he does. So he goes for the Thunder Wave, and I'm like, crap, that kind of sucks. So I go for the knockoff, get rid of that thing's leftovers, thinking, hey, that thing is not allowed any recovery on this battlefield. So I switch out, go right back into my Rotom, and decide I can probably tank any hit. And he goes for the Witch, which I'm like, I know what he's going into. He goes into this thing. And I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I made a choke there. I should have just gone for the Hydro Pump and made sure that thing died, but I was worried it was going to go into the Salamence and just make sure that thing is at full health, even if I hit it with with a Hydro Pump or a Volt Switch. So he goes for his rocks, and I'm like, crap, because that thing is more annoying. So I just go for the Volt Switch and get rid of this thing right away and make sure he can't get his rocks back up. So I switch out back into my Mandibuzz and try to defog these things away. And he goes into, oh no, the Mega Salamence. And this thing basically ruins lives. It gets a DD up first turn because he knows I have to get rid of the rocks. So I actually secretly I played it up a bit because you're in the same Skype call, and I went for the Foul Play thinking that, hey, I could do some damage. So I do tons of damage, 73% to a Mega Salamence with this thing after tanking a return. So I made sure that I could do that, and I kind of choked again. I switched out thinking, hey, I could probably bring this back in, but wait, no, I can't because rocks, duh. So I go for he goes for the Flamethrower and basically cleans me up with a return. So I just lost my Lando for pretty well nothing, and there we go. I'm like, wait, I just lost my Mandibuzz too. Doy. So I go into my Mega Man Electric, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll survive something, but then I just pull a hard switch right into my Scrotum Wash dumb name, I know. And he went for the Earthquake, and I didn't really predict him. I just figured, hey, I might as well go into something that I could tank a hit better because it's probably going to be having the flying type attacks, like return. And then he gets a crit. After doing 30%, he gets a crit and knocks me out from 56 to 57%. And I go into my Mega Man Electric, and I'm like, yes, I can survive one hit because he's at half attack. That's great. So I managed to clean him up with a Hidden Power Ice, and I'm just like, yes, the thing is dead. I did the thing. So all he has left is this thing. which I'm kind of sad about, but I get a crit, which granted doesn't really matter, except I got the full para on the first Thunderbolt, which basically meant game for me. So I go for the second Thunderbolt because the crit didn't really matter, because I would have knocked him out in 2 hits anyways. It's just the paralysis mattered. So then I go for the Thunderbolt and the Toga Kiss and just clean up with my Mega Man Trick. And after I survive the Air Slash, obviously, take this Toga Kiss out again with 2 Thunderbolts. And then I take out his Greninja in 1 hit, because he was hoping I was modest, not timid, but I was timid. So I went and took out his Greed Ninja and won the match. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is just a quick little shoutcast of a couple matches I've had in the last couple days. And hope you enjoyed the audio quality, because I know I'm enjoying having an actual mic now, rather than just using my internal mic. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. And please subscribe now and become an assassin today. Bye.